Hello, welcome to Libra New Moon. Actually, I want to check one thing first. Just quickly checking the actual locations of the sun and the moon. Oh yes, we are still very much in Virgo energies. Both the sun and the moon and Mercury are in Virgo. So this is going to be very interesting today. Because Virgo is the sign where the soul is hidden in the personality. So I guess we're a bit of ahead of a time, but so this meditation is for you to see what's coming after Virgo passes, or the sun and the moon passes Virgo. And the interesting thing is that now that the sun and the moon both are in Virgo, it means that the soul is still a bit hidden and the personality is ruling, and any parts of the personality that needs to be integrated in order to in order for the soul to, or the human to be able to move on to Libra, where the personality and the soul both are in equilibrium, meaning that they're in perfect balance, is that there's probably going to be some emotional outbursts, emotional moments for you for the upcoming time before the sun and the moon shift. And so just to keep that in mind. And so again, for this meditation, I'm going to guide us through this esoterics of this archetype of Libra. And then we're going to go on a guided journey. And if there is any sharings or anything like that, then there's the space at the end for that. I woke up this morning with highly activated nervous system, and even before I was awake, I was in between sleep and awakened state, that my survival already kicked in. And survival, I mean my nervous system models and the patterns that have been active, that have been scripted, that I have written a script for myself to survive in my childhood. And it's been very interesting to witness myself today, how I can come back from that time and time again, and then at the same time accept whatever is there in my nervous system, and not trying to change that so much, but rather, okay, I see you, what's going on, and then still see the reality as it is, and not through the colored lenses of my survival script. So it's been an amazing day. Although I still feel my physical body still feels a bit hyperactive. So I hope that this does not influence your journey today so much, but rather you can still feel grounded and regulated in your nervous system, as the nervous system needs to be regulated in order for the soul energy to fully be able to shine through. Libra is, it is the sign of balance between two pairs of opposites. It is a archetype that represents careful weighing of values, not just goals or your feelings or your thoughts, but what really matters to you in this lifetime, and not just this week, but in general, the big picture, what matters to you, and what are the two different poles that are seemingly in contradiction of that value that you hold dear. And then Libra also represents as the person, well, in this case, I'm going to talk about personality and soul, vertically, personality, soul, and then the spirit is born, or the spirit is revealed at the center of those two. And so as Libra represents the balance of two polar opposites, the path that will be shown to the soul, to these initiates, is the spirit at the center. So this is the point where the access to the monadic energy is very much available, and so it is a time for more being than doing. More being than doing. The spirit is about being. It's a state of being, and not about doing. The personality is about doing. The soul is about loving, and the spirit is about being. And so, in that sense, the Libra also represents contemplation, a stage of meditation where you discern, you value, you contemplate, evaluate where you are at, if your life is aligned with the greatest, deepest values of your being, and what is the path ahead. In the teachings, it said that this archetype is about bringing two poles of opposites together, and it is referred to, or the teachings refer to, also the feminine and masculine energies. So it can also be from the point of view of the cross, which is the fast path to soul initiation, a map that Bruce Lyon created, and Takiti and Deepa Antigone further developed in that framework. Feminine and masculine are the horizontal polar opposites, whereas the personality and soul are the vertical opposites, or the animal and soul. And they all meet in the heart. And what heart represents is the spirit. It is the monadic energy, the source of all life. And at the same time, that can be anything that you feel torn between two things. You can put those two things on an axis and discover that conflict between those two, and then reach harmony through that conflict in the center. And so in this contemplation stage, the soul is getting ready, organizing itself for the different battles ahead. And battles are awaiting in Scorpio season, in the archetype of Scorpio, as Scorpio represents the underworld, the different tests and battles that want to prevent the soul from shining. And this is all the voices that tell you that you're no good. What do you think you're doing? Who do you think you are? and so on. Anything that discounts your soul efforts is the sound of that survival of that underworld, of what is referred to in the teachings. It's called dweller on the threshold, meaning that when it is your time to jump as a soul, take the leap of faith as a soul, this dweller just tells you, just let's take a cup of coffee and think about it for a while, and let's not get too hasty and all that, or whatever form of words your version of this dweller takes. You might be, you might want to be interested uh, in the different sounds that, or in different voices that may be hindering you somehow in this coming month or two. And how this represents in life is that even though when you as a soul decide that this is what I want, this is what I stand for, this is what is the most valuable to me, and you start organizing your life accordingly, and you focus your interest at your soul life, you still, this is the voice that what makes you find yourself drawn back to the old ways, old habits and old desires and old patterns that you have. And so I recognize today's hyperactivity that I've had. It's been incredibly long time since the last time I had this. And so I recognize it as this dweller, especially that I had a big breakthrough last night, that this is kicking in like, no, you don't think about it, but just pulling it back. And so what we can do is to hold love, hold soul, and choose soul regardless. Accept it, give it acknowledgement, but still say, no, I choose soul, I choose love, I choose life, or whatever the sentence is for you. And so Libra is also about power, sex, and money. In this archetype, the word power is not so much used or used at all, really, but rather power is referred to as judgment or law or justice. But it is the will that you use to make that conscious, free choice of choosing spiritual life instead of material life. It feels, to me, it feels a bit off to say that it's either or, because the whole point of Libra in power, sex, and money, the right relations of power, sex, and money, is that it's both. It is about connecting power with matter so that spirit and matter can be revealed and realized. And that is what makes heaven on earth. And so it's not either or, but this is what I think is referred or meant by choosing the path between the two polar opposites. So it's not either or, but it's both, and what is found in the middle. And so this is why Libra is also called the place of judgment. And judgment also refers to the mind, the illumined mind of the initiates, discerning with the mind, and valuing the different aspects of your life and your values, weighing of values. That's the word I was looking for. Weighing of values that you make an aligned choice and you move on from mass consciousness or mass behavior towards an initiation, this self-conscious choice and self-responsibility. And in that sense, Libra is also about self-responsibility. It is about making that conscious choice of choosing spiritual life, choosing to bridge spirit and matter together, and then sticking with it and drinking the karma, taking responsibility as a soul, and accepting humility. True humility is not about making yourself smaller or apologizing for your greatness, but rather humility is about you standing into your greatness, not any smaller or bigger than you already are, or whatever task you may have. It's not any bigger, it's not any smaller than that. It's just the right size, but you just need to take the step and step into it and take the responsibility of standing for it and being that beacon, being that voice for that in this lifetime. And taking that responsibility means that you need to drink your karma. So this responsibility calls on your destiny, and it will burn anything that is not aligned with that. And that is the burning ground that Libra opens up for us and leads us to the burning ground of Scorpio. And so the other aspect of Libra is sex. And by what is meant by sex, it's not the instinctual physical act between humans horizontally, but it's the soul sex. It is soul sex, meaning the soul is the one bridging spirit and matter together vertically. And in that process, well, it can also be any kind of two pairs of opposites that the soul balances, but the point is that the soul balances the two opposites, or the sex balances the two opposites together, and the soul uses that will, that judicial mind, to establish that point of equilibrium together. And then from that, what is meant is that when the two pairs of opposites come together, and when spirit and matter are united, that automatically creates money. Money is energy, creative energy, active intelligence that requires that the will aspect, the first aspect of divinity, is realized through the second one and brought to matter, brought to manifestation through the third. And so the third aspect, the money aspect, demonstrates as the concretized energy that we call money. And so basically money is spirit and matter brought together on a physical plane. So you may want to, if you have issues with money, this is another layer to look at. So it's not only about lack mentality or knowing how to earn money or get money, but it's about, at the root of it, it's about bringing the will of God to the body of God, or the creation of God. And there are 3 different planets ruling Libra. The personality layer is ruled by Venus, and the soul layer or esoteric layer is ruled by Uranus. And this Uranus is very specifically important in this sign because it is the sign of 7th ray, which is the energy of ceremonial magic and order. And it is the energy that materializes what is in need of object manifestation. And so this is the mystery of money and the creation and production of money, that this Uranus energy, the 7th ray energy of bringing spirit and matter. And it is through these 3 aspects of the 3rd divine manifestation, the law, the will, and affinity or sex, and concretized energy, which is money, that money is actually created. And what is usually off with mystics and spiritual people is that spiritual people tend to work on too high a level from in relation to money. So spiritual people usually focus on the second aspect, the love and sex aspect of or love wisdom aspect of the divinity. But it's the 3rd aspect, the material aspect, the creator energy, that needs to be invoked in order to manifest more money. And when you work on too high a level, there's no energy to carry through things. So it also requires not only the energetic work, but to have the will and the capacity to carry things through. And the 3rd planetary ruler is Saturn. And Saturn is the planet that makes the free choice and determination inevitable. So not only available and possible, but Saturn is the one that makes it inevitable. And it is a choice that has to be made intelligently and upon the physical plane and in the waking brain consciousness, so not in a altered state or asleep or anything like that. So this is the esoterics behind all this, and we're gonna go journey together more into these themes. And I invite you to, again, to respect your body, fully respect your body, and listen to your body throughout this journey. And whatever impulses may come, let them come, and just witness what your body is telling you and what it is expressing through you. And those impulses may be releasing any stuck energy in your system. And so also in that way revealing some information to you that maybe of importance at this moment to you. So just relax, respect your body, witness yourself, and just go with your intuition, that what is alive for you in your own experience, that it will show you exactly what you need right now. And we will start and begin with a posture that is most comfortable and most safe for you today. If you have a chalice with you or a glass of water with you, then please have that ready, as we are going to have a ritual today with that chalice and with that liquid. If that is water, then great, but it can also be another liquid. And I will cue you. I will tell you when you need that, but for your time being, it's enough that you have it close by. And so we begin. And I invite you to find a posture. It can be sitting down, laying down, standing up. It can be moving if you want, if it supports you to be more present with yourself today. And remember that you can always change your position and posture. The meditations I guide are not so much about sitting still, but rather letting the body lead you moment to moment. And with that, let your weight of your body descend. Letting go of any unnecessary holding in your body or tension in your body that you may be holding yourself up rather than letting yourself come more down to the surface that you're on. Then observe your breathing. There's no need to change the breathing that you are experiencing. That's the wisdom of it. But rather noticing what your breathing is like today, right now, and how it is supporting or not supporting your body to land more to this moment. And if there is an impulse for your breathing to get deeper or move your body to make it more easy or easier for you to breathe, then allow that to happen. Notice any physical sensations in your body that may be present in your experience right now, whether that be tensions or pains or hotness or coldness or flow of relaxation or whatever else you may be experiencing. And again, accepting whatever is there in your experience. No need to change anything, but rather acknowledge. If there is a message from those parts of your body that are drawing your attention to them right now, you can invite that message in right now. Be open to receive it. Ask What is the message? What do you need right now to be able to be present here and now? Need that for yourself, and if it is possible for you to meet that need now, then please do so. If it is something that can only be met after this meditation, then take a note of it and then commit to meeting it afterwards. As we are still in the energies of Virgo, factually having the sun and the moon in Virgo today, is there anything in your personality that needs some kind of closure or integration or acknowledgement? Is there a piece of your personality that is still not integrated, but wants to and needs to be, so that the soul hidden in the personality or behind the personality can be revealed? That you have a solid foundation for your soul. That can be an emotion, a pattern of thought, pattern of behavior, or a physical sensation that keeps repeating. And what is, if you found something that keeps repeating, what is hidden behind it? If that is not clear yet, if that answer does not come clearly to you, then ask yourself, what is the fear or shame about that is related to that pattern? Name that fear or shame out loud for yourself and let yourself feel that. Let that energy run in your system for 30 seconds or so. Let it come out of your system. Let it take a swirl in your body and then out of your system. And then taking another perspective to that fear, to that pattern. What is that fear or shame or pattern hiding? What is behind that? Naming that out loud for yourself and then letting that express itself through you, through your sounds, movement, touch, breathing. For another 30 minutes, letting that expression take full, be full. If there's anything left unexpressed, giving a moment to that. And then have a look at that pattern or fear or shame. Actually, the pattern, yeah. Just have a look at that pattern from your soul's perspective, from a higher perspective point of view. You can even change your position or posture and call in your soul. Shift your awareness from those feelings and emotions that you just experienced to your soul, the identification to your soul. And what is the lesson that I need to learn from this pattern that keeps repeating? What has it been trying to teach me over and over again? That can be one sentence, one word or sentence. And when you have it for yourself, then name it out loud, let it vibrate in your body, let your body receive it, and see if you hit the bullseye with it or if you need to look a bit further. And then noticing or acknowledging that lesson. Sense how it is to be aware of that. How is it shifting your experience in your physical body, in your emotions, in your thoughts? If it is changing, it doesn't mean that it has to, or it inevitably is going to. But if you can feel that or sense that right now, then notice what's happening. And then what is going to be different from now on in your daily life because of this awareness that you received, this clarity of the lesson learned. And then you can complete that part of this journey in any way that is supporting your integration today. And then we'll move on to exploring Libra even more deeply. Now that we've created more solid foundation for the balance of the personality. So I invite you to bring your awareness and your attention and your being into your heart space. Notice and sense any physical sensations that are there. How spacious does it feel? Can you feel your heartbeat? Can you hear your heartbeat? What's happening? Is your heart space armored, or is it flowy and porous? What's there? And again, acknowledging not needing to change, but acknowledging. Then I invite you to choose one of the three: power, sex, or money. One of the three. You don't need to worry because we are going to journey through one of them. But as you journey through one of them, you will actually be working on all of them. So there's no need to worry if you're missing out on something or anything like that, but rather knowing that these three are intertwined, and when you are expanding on one, you are expanding on all of them. So what's most alive for you today? The themes: power, sex, or money. Whatever it means to you. You can always forget what I said about the esoterics of these teachings. What does it mean to you right now in your own life? And as you sense your heart space, listen to the subtle layers of that part of your being and ask yourself, what do I value most about this? What is most important to me? Or also, if the values word value does not open up anything, then what is my deepest desire? In related to this one theme: power or sex or money. What is my deepest desire? What do I value most? And let that answer come from that heart space. Any other deeper layer in your being. You can even let your body support you through movement. That if there is any movement that your body is guiding you to do right now to reveal the answer to you, then go ahead with that. In that, whatever you found, make that out loud for yourself and let it resonate in your body. Let it move the energy of your emotions and any stuckness in your body as well, or stuckness in your mind. Or stagnant energy. Maybe that's the better word for this. Stagnant. Now notice the different voices in your head or in your being in general. What are the voices that or can you distinct two opposites? Is there any sounds or voices saying that it's not available to you or possible to you, or bringing or discounting any, bringing down or discounting any options or capacities that you may have, or anything else? And what is the other voice, other opposite of this saying? See if you can distinguish two pairs of opposites in relation to the most valuable or most desirable thing to you. And you can even let them have a conversation. You can take one spot where you are at right now and let that represent one of those poles, and then let yourself speak as that pole of opposite to the other opposite in front of you. And when you are finished for this pole of opposite, then switch your place, your position to the other one, and speaking as that other pole of opposite to the first one, letting them have a conversation so that it becomes clear to you what they stand for, how they are in relation to that most valuable thing to you. And follow your intuition, your own rhythm with this. Are those poles of opposites against each other? Or is there common ground? Is there a conflict that is only on the surface, that when you look deeper, that you find that common ground? Is there anything else that is needed for these two poles of opposites to come to balance? Then you can set yourself in the middle of those two poles. Also physically, if it supports you in your journey, just in your awareness, if that is better for you today. Holding each pole in one hand, and as you hold them in your hand and you bring your hands closer to each other in front of your heart, see if your hands can sense if there is eros or attraction pulling together, or if there is a repulsion, they still want to move away from each other. And as you bring them together in front of your heart, what is revealed, their union? What is at the center of these two poles? Name that out loud for yourself and let yourself hold on this narrow edge. Let this narrow edge, razor edge, show you a vision of the path ahead. What is your soul preparing itself for? And bring it to the material plane as well. Instead of leaving it to the higher spheres in your experience, please bring it more to the matter. And how you do that, for example, you can, as you name that vision out loud for yourself, you can move. Or if your mind already knows at least one concrete thing that it can do to support that vision, let that one thing be named and commit to that. What kind of action will it require of you? And as you stand as the bridging point of the divine will and the manifestation of that vision, are you willing to take responsibility for that, whatever was shown to you? will you choose the vision or the thing in your vision? And there's no right or wrong, yes or no. And you are where you are at, and that is perfectly fine. There's no need to be anywhere else or somehow different in any way. But if you are willing to make that conscious choice of taking that responsibility for that path ahead, I invite you to take that chalice that has some water in it, some other liquid in it, and hold it in your heart as you stand between those two poles of opposites and are being shown the vision of the path ahead. The soul calls the rising sign. The chalice must be emptied. Drink. The chalice must be emptied. Drink. And the pledged disciple responds, I choose the way that leads between the two great lines of force. I choose the way that leads between the two great lines of force. And by that mantra, I invite you to make that choice and drink your karma. Be willing to face your karma in order to take responsibility for the path ahead. It requires trust, as it may not be clear yet. What is your karma? And it is so that you may not be conscious of it at all, and that is perfectly fine. But that you are willing to trust that it will be revealed to you. That's enough. That you're willing to see it through. And if you make that choice, if you make that commitment, if you feel any changes in your being because of that, sense the change is coming. And it doesn't have to be doom, Karma can also be positive. You may be reaping positive karma because of your past actions. So it doesn't have to be doom or you're just burning everything down. It can be burning everything down. Yes, it can be that too. But that you are willing to let go of the control and see what stays and rest in the knowing that whatever is truth, whatever is life itself will stay. And any illusion will drop. And knowing also that in the time to come, in Scorpio season the latest, you will be shown what parts of your personality are against whatever you just committed to. And it will do anything and everything in its power to not make it happen. And so just embracing that, embracing yourself to get ready for the battle. With all love, because that personality part that is in resistance is all love. It is unleashed life force. So the time to come is an opportunity for you to unleash that life force energy as a resource for yourself. So the time to come is not about trying to avoid the personality or trying to be the best ever success story in staying in soul alignment, but rather embracing that, oh, okay, there's another part of me that is not agreeing with this and is throwing a tantrum right here. And it's telling me something. It's got a message for me and it has more life force for me. So bring it. And this concludes our guided part today. I really, really thank you from my heart for joining me today. If you have your new moon offering, something that has your DNA in it, that you want to give to the land, to seed the vision of the path ahead, I invite you to do that. If that resonates with you, obviously, you don't have to. And now is the time for any sharings or time to be witnessed. Something that you want to bring into more matter through your creative power of your voice, then this is a perfect time for that.
Yes, I'm happy to share a bit. I just wanted to say that I loved the part of the meditation where you bring these two poles and somehow just let collapse. I don't even know if I had to collapse them, but I just did somehow, and it was really beautiful because it really felt like a felt experience of what is truth then ultimately. And I just want to voice really my commitment to trust that the way will be shown. And something that I really deeply will be pondering on is just something in me felt like, can you say yes if you haven't said no yet? And it's a bit about what kind of no's do I have to speak, even not knowing what is the yes. And I hate that, and I trust that. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, Riza.
Thank you, Sarah. That's so powerful. I even got chills when you spoke about what kind of no's do I have to say without knowing the yes. Yes, that is requiring huge trust and courage. So thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, thank you.
I could also try to share in the meditation when the two poles were the opposite poles there. I got a vision of the flames of truth that came there, and somehow that all the negativity and all that kind of things just burned in the flames, and only the truth was revealed and stayed with me. And so when you told me to take the two poles and put them together, I was like, I don't have anything in my other hand. It was very, very powerful. Thank you so much again.
That was a very effective burning ground then. Thank you for sharing that. Amazing. Very, very beautiful. Wow. Thank you. And for some reason, yeah, it still is that when I'm guiding and when I'm transmitting my own personality and my personal journey steps aside. So I'm only going to listen to this recording after this and going to do my own journey then. So let's see. I'll share some of my own insights afterwards. Thank you, and so much blessings on this new moon. Yeah, lots of courage, lots of trust, lots of will to stick with it. And I'm already celebrating you for showing up. Thank you.